What's going on, everyone? So the Los Angeles Lakers may end up landing Nikola Vucevic. So according to Evan Sinery, he says that the Lakers and the Warriors seem to be the two teams most likely to land Nikola Vucevic. So according to him, the Lakers and the Warriors are viewed as the strongest trade suitors for Nikola Vucevic. Both teams can match Vucevic's $20 million salary. In talks with the Bulls, utilizing various contracts, Chicago will likely have to end up settling for second-round draft capital on Vucevic. So, again, looks like it's going to be probably 2 seconds, somewhere in that ballpark, to go and acquire Nikola Vucevic. Warriors, he's probably their best bet at, raising the ceiling. So, to me, it's just how far is the Warriors willing to go and land Vu, right? Because it's what else is out there that the Warriors could potentially acquire and trade for that makes sense for that team, right? Do they take a flyer on a Brandon Ingram, right? Do they actually pony up and go get Jimmy Butler, right? I don't know what else the Warriors would get. And supposedly, based on reports that were linked to the Warriors, they had, Vu was one of their priorities, right? That they were planning on pushing hard to go and acquire him. So I don't know why it hasn't happened yet. I don't know if Chicago's just being patient, waiting around. Maybe the Warriors are kind of teetering back and forth, going is this the play we want to make? Is this the move we want to make? What do we have to give up? Right? It's interesting because, the Warriors have expiring contract. They can match Vu. They have expiring contracts. And on top of that, they have, the picks needed to go in order to do so. From the Lakers standpoint, right? They don't have the expiring to bring that up, right? So they would have to essentially give up Rui and maybe a Jalen Hood-Schifino or a Christian Wood or something like that, and then they could land Nikola Vucevic. Do the Lakers go and try to get other pieces, right? I wouldn't mind. Could the Lakers get an Io in the deal too, right? If you could get Nikola Vucevic and Io, I would give up a first because Nikola Vucevic gives you that legit 2010 center, and then you get an Io who can help now and the future, gives you that point of attack, gives you the athletic eye, and it's only $27 million in salary. So you could easily do that. Rui and Gabe get you there. So you could literally do Rui, Gabe, a first and a second, or 2 seconds, and go get Io and Nikola Vucevic. I don't hate that idea, right? I know some people prefer Lonzo Ball, but now you're talking at that point it'd be 24 million, or sorry, 44 million you have to send out, right? To clear what you need to clear in order to fill out a roster and stuff like that. So that might be a little tough, but if you could get Io, I wouldn't be against giving up a first. Again, you're talking about a 24-year-old versatile combo guard that can play the point, shooting guard. He's 6'5" in size. He could be that, because if you trade Gabe, you're going to need a guy like that. Well, he could come in and be that. You could even start Io and give you that athleticism, give you that point of attack defense and defender, right? But my guess is that they probably go Austin Reeves, Dorian Finney-Smith, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Nikola Vucevic. It's probably the 5, but then you'd have Io, Max Christie, right? Dalton Connect with a Cam Reddish, right? Christian Wood, and then just got to... You go, you could stick with what you got, or you go get a backup center, right? And just have AD kind of play power forward full time, right? Do you still go get a Day'Ron Sharpe, especially if you have a second left over? Or, do you go and get a Nick Richards in something, right? Because you'd still have Vando's contract that you could pivot and leverage, and then Christian Wood, you could still get to another $14 million in salary. Do you maybe go get Cody Martin and a Nick Richards, right? Maybe do something like that. Go get those two guys, and now you have Nick Richards as well as Nikola Vucevic. Anthony Davis can now play more 4. You could still play him at the 5 on occasion, but now you have legit size, multiple guys with Vu's ability to stretch the floor and shoot the 3 ball this season. Maybe you could even experiment a little bit with Vu and Richards. I'm not saying that would be ideal, but I don't know. He's shooting 44% from 3-point range, so you pretty much slot him wherever you want at that point. But I don't know. It's just where do the Lakers go next, or do they just kind of go get Vu and stand pat, or do they go get a Vucevic and like a Bruce Brown still? Because the Lakers, the way it kind of shaping up and looking is that that they want the flexibility for next season, right? So do you work something out to maybe go get that flexibility? I've said it before. I'm all for getting Nikola Vucevic, right? Like, if tomorrow we wake up and we get news that the Lakers landed Vu, I'm stoked, right? Like, let's go, right? One, he's healthy. He's one of the guys, knock on wood, hopefully it stays that way. But every year, the guy gives you, 75 to 80 games a season, right? So he's a guy that you can rely on health-wise. He's a legit 20-10 center. You could always scatter Anthony Davis and Vu, like just have them going back and forth, right? Like, you're better offensively, you're better rebounding the basketball. Defense, I have some concerns with still. I think you definitely have to go with Dorian Finney-Smith, and LeBron. LeBron would have to buy in more defensively. I'd still prefer to go get like a Bruce Brown at that point and then just bring Reeves off the bench. The problem is I don't know if the Lakers would do that, right? Even if you did get an Io, I would rather start Io for the defense and versatility, right? And just have like an Io, Dorian Finney-Smith, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Nikola Vucevic. You're super athletic, you're versatile, you can defend, you can do a little bit of everything out there, right? Like at that point. Or again, go get a Bruce Brown, go like a Brown, Dorian Finney-Smith, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Nikola Vucevic, right? You have more than enough offense between Vu, Anthony Davis, LeBron James, Dorian Finney-Smith, and then Bruce Brown is no slouch. Like, he's not a shooter, but he's a guy that can go get you double digits, 12 to 15 points on any given night offensively. There's definitely options there. My biggest concern with the Lakers going and acquiring Nikola Vucevic is, and has always been the same, which is it worth it to have LeBron play the 3 full time? And I know some people think yes, but I don't know. He's already dealing with the nagging foot injury, right? I don't care how good you get. Like, they could get, Nikola Vucevic and Io and then go trade for, Bruce Brown. They could go do all kinds of crazy stuff. If LeBron isn't healthy, it means nothing. You're not winning anything without a healthy LeBron. So my concern is that. My concern is, right, do you want, because LeBron would have to be responsible for so much more. Right now, he's able to kind of take plays off, take possessions off. To his credit, he has been more engaged defensively, but not to the level we need him to be to play the 3. Right? Now, could you sprinkle it in spot, like kind of figure it out and be creative here, right? Like, so, LeBron starts at the 3, 5-minute mark or 7-minute mark, right? You pull LeBron out and then pull Vu out. Anthony slides, Davis slides to the 5. You put Dorian at the 4, bring in Christie, kind of configure that. And then it's like Vu and LeBron. And then it's like, AD and Dorian, right? And you just kind of scatter the two, and then it's like LeBron and AD, and then it's Dorian and Vu, right? And you just kind of sprinkle it throughout the game, and then at the end of the game, LeBron's closing as the 3. So it's like hey, Bron, I just need you to lock in and engage for like 8 to 10 minutes a game. Something like that, right? Like, and so that way he doesn't have to like overexert. Also, if that works and you're really good, right, you might not have to play LeBron 35 minutes a game, right? Like, if Vucevic comes in, I'm not expecting him to necessarily be a 20-10 guy, but I think he could be a 15-10 guy, right? Or like a 12-10 guy, which would be huge, right? Like, because you got to think he's going to be playing alongside LeBron, he's going to be playing alongside Anthony Davis, Austin Reeves, all these guys. So Vu should probably be your third option at that point, especially the way he's shooting the basketball, right? Then you could play in his passing ability, so his ability to kind of play on the block and make plays out of the post as well as, score around the rim and stuff. But, my guess he's probably like a 15-point-a-game guy. Probably like 15-10 is probably where he is. I like the idea that you can just settle with him, right? So like when the offense isn't cooking, he can self-create. He's not like, a Jackson Hayes where everything has to be a lob to him, right? Like, you can just like Vu, post up, boom, give him the rock, and just let him go to work. Let him go make a play out of the post. I like that settling ability, being able to operate in the half court, even run your offense through him at times in spurts, right? Like, you could have Anthony Davis and LeBron sit on the bench and just run through Vu and Austin Reeves at times, and just have those two be the two-man game, and just let Vu, like, hey Vu, we're gonna set you up to get you 20 a night. Now you're still gonna be a 20 a night scorer. Get ready, right? And you just have like stints where everything's just going through Vu, right? And everything's going through him and Reeves. And you got like maybe right? Maybe you go like Reeves with Christie, Dorian Finney-Smith, Vando when he comes back, and then Vucevic, and everything's just Austin Reeves and Vu, and then you got your kick-out shooters and stuff, but you got your defenders around those guys to kind of help alleviate some of that with Vu. Like, I think that there's a balance there. I have my concerns. It might not be any concern. Everything might be fine, right? It could, maybe it's the move that puts us into contention. I don't know, right? Like, obviously we'd have to wait and see. I still think we need a point of attack guard. I still think we need a perimeter piece, which is why I like the idea of go get an Io, go get a Bruce Brown still. Do you maybe pony up and go get Alonzo Ball? But at that point, you'd have to trade Jared Vanderbilt, which I'm not against. But you're trading like one guy that's been injured for another guy that's been injured. It's just like, do you really want to take that risk? Although one guy is expiring, and if it works out, they're probably the best team in the league at that point. So I do think that there is an argument there. It's tough, but anyway, as always, this is a discussion, and I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you think the Lakers should go and get Nikola Vucevic? Do you think no, stay away from Vu? However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I love to hear it either way, so let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. It's me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.